Evening, everybody. Are we live? Hey, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing this evening? It is time for Victory Talk. Y'all come on and welcome. I am your host, Lady J, and I know Key is in the background as well, and we are excited just to be with y'all tonight right here on Victory Talk. So we encourage you, just come on, get you something to drink. I got my drink over here, and my little cute little Victory Talk cup. Thank you, Nikki, Nicole. I know you watching somewhere because your sister on with us tonight. Y'all get y'all a cup of something to drink, something to eat, whatever. Just get you going for the rest of this evening, and come on and welcome to the Round Talk Table. Hot topics tonight on Victory Talk with Lady J and Key. We have some exciting guests with us tonight. My sisters. Somebody said something in the background. She already ready to get talking. She already ready. All right. So we got some ladies is with us tonight, and we got so much to talk about, y'all. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to remind everybody that we have our chat line, which is open, and you can call in and chat with us tonight. Give us your point of view. We really want to hear from y'all tonight. So let me just go ahead and give you that information while Key, can you type it in for me?
Yes.
You got me, sis?
Yep, I got it.
All right. So our call-in toll-free line is 978-990-5014. That's 978-990-5014. And the access code is 502-6048. That's 502-6048. All right. I am so excited. I see y'all on there already. We got some folks that's already done tuned in. Hey, Miss Victoria. Hey, James. So we are excited to be with you guys tonight on Victory Talk. While Key is typing that in, I'm going to just go ahead and introduce our guests, and then I'm going to come back to Key. Our guest tonight, we have with us Lakeisha Hall. Hallelujah. Little dancing lady, Lakeisha Hall. She got that cute daughter, y'all. Y'all got to see her daughter. She is just, Lolo is just adorable. And y'all got to check out Lolo's YouTube page. She still got her YouTube page.
I can't hear anyone.
You can't hear us? Oh, wow. Producer, Lakeisha cannot hear us. So while he's working out the details on Lakeisha, Keisha, did you try your sound?
Lisa, can you hear us?
Yes.
Keisha, okay. All right. Well, hopefully Keisha will be back shortly. And so we're just going to jump right on down to my sister from another Mr. Lisa Robinson. Lisa does our prayer ministry on every Friday morning at 6 a.m. God, y'all, let me tell you, this child, she's on something, boy. She's a powerful woman of God. And now she done got a husband up. She got him in the background. Hallelujah. How there is strength in numbers. And when a husband and wife get together on one accord and they touch and agree, boy, the angels in heaven are happy. So say hey, Lisa. Say hey.
Hey, guys.
Keisha, you're back. Can you hear now? Are we good?
Yes, I can hear now. Yes.
All right. I was asking you, does Lolo still have her YouTube page?
Yes, she just walked in the door.
Tell her come on and get a little shout out. Come on. Tell her come on over here. Y'all, her daughter is so adorable. Hey, Lolo.
Hi.
I just did it, didn't I? Hi. How are you today? We can see you now.
Channel, Pretty Girl.
What's your YouTube channel?
Pretty Girl
Oh,
Lolo.
she being shy.
Pretty Girl Lolo. Okay, we're gonna make sure that Mama shares that with us at the end of the show, and so we can make sure that our viewers will check you out on Pretty Girl Lolo. Okay, and then I hope that you'll come back and be on a show with us one day. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. We'll let you go now. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
So see you later.
Bye-bye, sweetie. She is the most adorable, but I'm telling y'all got to check out her YouTube page. Pretty Girl Lolo. She is something. So, Keisha, come on, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
That's all you got. That's all. That's a lot. I know, right? So we're gonna jump back up here to my co-host, Key. Say hey, Key.
Hey, everybody. I also have my victory talk cup from Nikki Nicole. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Thank you, boo.
She also made our shirts. We had our shirts on last week, but she also made our shirts. She just does a phenomenal job. She my go-to girl now. So I'm trying to tell y'all, and yes, I'm plugging her, and I know she watching. But listen, when y'all need something special made, when you want something quick or something unique, check this sister out. She will work with you, and she just does awesome things. All right, let's get talking tonight, y'all. We got a lot of hot topics to cover. But before we go to our get too deep, we want to take the we want to take the time to acknowledge and to celebrate Martin Luther King. And we just have a little flyer that we are gonna post up real quick. And while he's our producer is sharing that with everybody, Martin Luther King Jr. was an American Baptist minister. He's an activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. You can go ahead and put that up, sir. He was born on January the 15th in 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. I know that technically we celebrate his birthday on the Monday after his birthday is usually the 18th, but I feel as though this man has done so much for this country, and so we want to celebrate and acknowledge that his birthday, his born day, is January the 15th. One of his most remembered quotes is, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness." And we need to be reminded of this right now. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And Martin Luther King. Now, I took a few minutes to research him and look at some other things. And one of his quotes that is not talked about too much, and it's not at the forefront of our mind, is that the time is always right to do what is right. And that's one of the ones that we use for Victorious Living Faith. And another one of his most memorable quotes is, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." So we want to take the time and remember him and just acknowledge what a grateful nation that we are and should be for the sacrifices that he made. So tell your friends you're celebrating King's life this year by refusing to be pushed around and by being eternally hostile. We're not going to be hostile all the time. You can continue to dream of little children holding hands too, but we want to remember to keep it in the forefront of our mind that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Amen. All right. So that's going to just take me right into the that's going to take us right into the unrest at the Capitol. The unrest at the Capitol. I can't. I when I think about it, I'm speechless. This insurrection, this violence, the fact that they are calling a protest a riot. They're calling it a protest and not actually a riot, which is what it really is. It's a riot. And let me tell y'all, I wanted to be sure that I was being politically correct or correct overall as the difference to a protest and a riot. So what I did was I went to Mr. Webster. Mr. Webster by way of Google. Mr. Webster by way of Google, first, middle, and last name. The smartest man that I know. And he said that generally speaking, a protest in the sense relevant here is a usually organized public demonstration of disapproval of some law, policy, idea, or state of affairs. While a riot is a disturbance of peace created by an assemblage of usually 3 or more people acting with a common purpose and in a violent and tumultuous manner to the terror of public. That's what was happening. What y'all think? I mean, that's what I saw. It really went, it may have started out as a protest, but it turned into a riot. And without a doubt, if you would listen to the conversation of the speeches that were taking place prior to that, they wanted it to be a riot. Am I right? You guys y'all are quiet.
Y'all can just jump in there.
I agree with you. I think that they eventually wanted it to be a riot. There were a lot of things that were planned out that we are learning behind the scenes or after the fact. For instance, in Trump's speech, he kept referencing Mike Pence. And from my opinion, I felt like it was a kind of like a bounty on Mike Pence because the people just went down there and they just went into the Capitol. And Trump said that he was going to march with them down to the Capitol, but that's not what happened. He went on back to the White House and the people went on down to the Capitol and went into the Capitol. So, and then leading up to all of that, 2 days after Biden was projected to be the winner, Trump changed the administrators of the Department of Defense. And the Department of Defense is responsible for being the backup for the Capitol Police. So whereas though many people were saying, well, where's DC Police? DC Police only gets called when they choose to call them. That's not their jurisdiction. It is the Department of Defense, and they did not show up. So I believe that, yeah, it definitely was a riot and it was planned.
Miss Victoria said, I am not sure it started out as a protest because they were prepared for violence. Yes, Miss Victoria, I wholeheartedly agree with you. They were prepared for violence. They had pipe bombs. I mean, and it wasn't just one or two, it was multiples. You know what I'm saying? I just stand in awe as I looked at the numbers. At the death toll, 5 in total, but then there were 5 deaths in the Trump mob that stormed the Capitol, but then there were 3 others that passed as well. 3 other people who had come out of a state who had come out to protest. had medical emergencies and they themselves died. Not that their deaths were related to, I guess, the physicalness of, what was going on, but probably, I don't know the details behind it, but the stress, I know if I get into a crowd of that sort, my asthma would jump ship and I would be paranoid and hyperventilating and all that kind of craziness. So I can only imagine what, transpired to them, given their lives, because basically that's what they did. And I know that, a lot of people kind of say, well, they bought it on themselves. They put themselves in, that position. What did they think was going to happen? I don't know that anybody got up that morning and thought, I'm gonna go down to DC to the Capitol and I'm gonna lose my life.
And Tia Parker said they had murder on their minds, and I definitely believe that they did for sure. Because like Lisa was saying, after the fact, as these events are unfolding and we're seeing, and learning more about what was going on, apparently the young lady who got shot by the Capitol Police, she was shot because they had penetrated the glass of like to enter into the actual chambers where the people were. And when she climbed up in the window, they yelled and told her to stop, and she didn't stop. So that's when she got shot, and these people with the pipe bombs, they said that they had there was a lady that did an interview and they screamed, the media doesn't miss much. So because I didn't even see it when I watched the lady's interview, but they zoomed in and she had an onion inside of a towel. And at first they were saying that it was because she was trying to make herself cry or something. But then after the fact, they were saying that, an onion is for tear gas. So they went in there fully armed and fully prepared with the zip ties. They were going to take some hostages. They were trying to do physical, bodily harm to these people.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And just, can you imagine how many people, and I don't think that they even have a full count as to how many people got hurt. There were so many people that got hurt. Miss Victoria said it was absolutely horrible. At the end of the day, was it worth it? The lost life, arrest, and mayhem. So sad nothing was accomplished. No, I agree, Miss Victoria. I don't think that anything that they thought that they were going to be able to accomplish was accomplished. I kind of got the impression that they felt as though that they could go in and stop the count and make them reverse the win and say that it was Trump and not President-elect Biden. It was absolutely crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Keisha, you quiet. You had a lot to say online about it, but what?
But my issues with it was more so the people that supported it, the people that that thought that it was okay. It's not okay. What are we teaching our children? And to have my children, we were watching the whole thing. We were watching before it started, when they were going through the votes or agreeing or whatever they were doing. We were watching it, and then just to watch everything happen, it was kind of like my middle son, who is 9, he was like, what's wrong with these people? And to try just to explain it to your children what's happening is difficult for me. And I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, because I've never seen anything like this. I've only voted twice in my life. So to see this happen and to see that so many years later, people are just, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's really hard for me to grasp. It's hard for me to explain to my children what's going on. But yes, I was going in on those people on Facebook because they were irritating me. Just you just cannot agree with with that behavior, or to say that you're taking the country back. Like, what is it that you're taking back? That's what I want somebody to explain. What are they taking back?
Let me share with you guys another little tidbit that I looked up. Miss Victoria said they even said that Black Lives Matter was involved. I didn't see that at all.
They tried it.
They tried. They tried. Yeah, they tried. Another little tidbit that I looked up was because the term insurrection, this was really my first hearing and having an understand of an insurrection. But the Insurrection Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that empowers the President of the United States to deploy U.S. military and federalized National Guard troops within the United States in particular circumstances, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. Okay, so what I got from that is that the president, will call up the military when there's civil unrest, when something needs to be addressed that has gotten out of order, that the people, not the government, but the people, has incited. What has left me at befuddled is the fact that this came from him. This came from him and his people. And, I was reading, a couple other things that was sharing that social media, a couple of things floating around on social media was saying that Trump has invoked the Insurrection Act, seized control of the country through the military, and will remain president indefinitely. A Defense Department spokesman told us he was not aware of any actions regarding the Insurrection Act. Well, it sounds like to me that that's what let me stop before I go anywhere else, because I got to give you the full truth of that story. The full story says, in the days before President Donald Trump was impeached for a second time, this time charged with the incitement of insurrection following the January 6th riot at the Capitol, social media users were spreading those false claims. So I wanted to share that it seems like to me that that's what he was trying to do. That somewhere, for some reason, his view of things is horribly skewed. So you know what I mean? So I think that he really thought that if he could cause, this insurrection, then he could remain in, as the president while he called up the military. Right. I see your face, Key. So, but that's what, right. Because doesn't that seem like something that was trying to take place? Like he was trying to do, what is it so awesome about the White House that you don't want to leave it? You feel me? Or I mean, I don't know that it's the money, or is it the power?
It's the power. He's not worried about the money at all.
With him, it's the power.
It's the power. It's the power. I don't get why he is so just, feel as though that he has to have that power and nobody else can do it. It just seems like that, he has to be in control. And it really kind of looked like as if that, he thought that he could be, the president and keep it in the family. Mm-hmm. Hand it down to his daughter, hand it down to his son. I don't know that makes sense, but I kind of feel like in his mind and in his view of things, that's what it was. I don't know. But anyway, Miss Victoria said they were all cowards. It's really easy to hide behind masks and social media to throw stones. However, I am glad that most involved did not have too much sense because they were identified. OMG.
They were.
OMG. Somebody else, go on.
So before we get off this topic, I just wanted to mention, I don't know, how many of you guys actually watched either while it was happening or after it was happening, but my husband and I were watching it kind of when it came on the news later on that evening. And the first thing that came to mind, we saw a black police officer, and at first glance it kind of looked like he was like leading them, like letting them up the stairway and stuff, because it seemed like when he was standing in front of them they were still, but every time he took a couple steps back then they pushed forward all the way until they got in. But fast forward to, I think today, the story actually broke that Capitol Police officer, his name is Eugene Goodman. I hope and pray that they give him some type of award, some type of accolade, some type of something, because he literally, they're saying, stood between those people and like diverted them from going to the Senate chamber. Like they were on their way into the chamber and he led them in the opposite direction to keep these people safe. And that is just like, kudos is not the word that he deserves for that, because he could have been trampled, he could have been beat. Like these people were vicious and violent. And so, kudos to him and shout out to him for the sacrifice that he made to protect other people.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. We had a niece that and I'm not going to call her out by name, but we had a niece that works down in the Capitol, and some of what she shared with us was just wow. I mean, like wow. And you don't realize how, just from our point of view and from where we stand and sit or whatever, looking in, we can only imagine what it was like to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? You think of the Twin Towers when they went down, things of that nature, for the people that were actually involved, that were actually in those buildings, the trauma that they must feel, although none of them were physically hurt, but the emotional and the mental, you know what I'm saying?
People were like resigning left and right after that. And I can't say that I blame them, because I would be terrified. Like just the trauma, like you said, I probably wouldn't be able to go back into that place after something like that happened.
But that's what he wanted. That's exactly what Trump wanted.
Yeah.
He wanted to show them that he can get to them, that he has power more than they think he has. They really underestimated him when they accepted him into the Republican Party. But he's been warning them the whole time, telling them that I can win and I can do this. And everyone knows that the Republican Party is very conservative, but this guy was just a radical. They couldn't control him. He didn't stick according to the plan. So a lot of people backed off from him. And he even talked about it in his speech, how people were on his side and they were friends. And then now they're no longer his friends. So, I mean, he's just really out there. Just really.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about this second round of impeachment?
I hope it sticks. I mean, because my thought process is just, as I was sharing with you, Lady J, that at first I kind of didn't understand the point, but then I had to remember that, if he's impeached, actually fully impeached, not just impeached, but if they go through the whole process, then he can't run for office again, because he's probably going to try to run again, and these same people that voted for him before, if not more people, would vote for him again. So I pray that everything goes through the way that it's supposed to, and just because I mean he's not the worst. Well, hopefully we don't see anything worse than what this current administration, because it was just a hot mess. Like the whole 4 years was just a nightmare.
Yeah. Lisa Marie, we see you. Hey, lady, I hope you are staying off your foot. She says, I hope it sticks also. Yeah, we are really hoping that it sticks. Miss Victoria said he fired anyone that did not agree with him.
Because he thought he was on The Apprentice still. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, sir, this is not TV. Like, this is real life. Get a grip.
I had to chuckle earlier today when I was listening to the news, and now he has turned on his friend. He has turned on Giuliani. How you not gonna pay that man for his services? How are you not going to do that?
He will throw any and everybody under the bus, honey. Ain't nobody off limits.
Yeah.
Maybe his family. I wouldn't even. I don't know.
He only likes one person in his family. That's his oldest daughter.
Oh, so everybody else is fair game then.
They fair game. Which
wow.
They think that she's also thinking about running for politics.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So she recanted a few things, like she was in support of the Capitol situation. She took that back, and she, trying to clean up a few things. But everybody knows that your digital footprint is permanent.
Once it's out there, it's out there.
It's out there.
Taking it back. You can take it down all you want, but once it's out there, too late.
Yes. Hey, Erica, we see you too, ma'am. How you doing today? Erica said he displays such narcissistic behavior. Real example. He shows. The thing of it is that he showed exactly who he was in the primaries. He showed people exactly who he was from the very beginning. He didn't hide it. He didn't sugarcoat it. He let us know it from the door. But people still, and it just still amazes me how people can, just still be so much coveting of his foolishness. It really is. It just leaves me in awe. Another question I gotta ask you guys. So if somebody can explain to me, make America great again. Can anybody explain that to me? Any of our viewers? Hey, Angie, any of our viewers, can you explain to me what make America great again? That slogan, as if America was so bad, as if because if America was so bad, why we got so many other countries trying to come, other people trying to come into this country? Why do we have, so many other countries trying to mirror America? What's somebody help?
I got nothing.
We
would probably ask one of them.
Y'all got nothing. Okay. Lisa said, I'm speechless when I hear that slogan. I'm just moving on, y'all. Moving on. Keep what you got tonight.
So I have something that was kind of disturbing to me. Actually, it was really disturbing to me. A couple of weeks back, we had a young man by the name of Ryan Naraki. He actually ran in 2018 and lost to Kathy Bevins in the county council in the 6th district in Baltimore County. Homeboy went on Facebook before Christmas and shared a photo of Brandon Scott actually shopping at, I believe it was supposed to be White Marsh Mall. And his caption was, quote, "This is absolutely disgusting. While Mayor Brandon Scott has shuttered most businesses in Baltimore City due to COVID, he's in Baltimore County at White Marsh shopping this weekend. The definition of hypocrisy. This is exactly why people hate politicians. Do as I say, not as I do only applies to political elites. All this while he near daily gets on TV to tell people to stay home. Completely unbelievable, end quote. So I want to know, what you guys' thoughts are as far as that's concerned, because I think that most of y'all know. If you don't know now, I'm about to tell you, I'm an avid supporter of Brandon Scott. I think that he is doing the best that he can. I'm more of a show and prove type person. So I believe in giving somebody a chance, to get the job done before you just want to drag them through the mud for their age, for their race, for, whatever other reasons. But y'all should have seen some of these comments on this post. I mean, people were making comments that he had a Wu-Tang mask on and was wearing a hoodie. They're like, why is he on this side of town? Why not keep his dollars in the city? And saying stuff like, he's supporting Nike, who supports Kaepernick, so I guess he'll take a knee next. And I'm just like, just because somebody is a Baltimore City government official, that means that they can't, I guess their point was that he shut down the restaurants and stuff, and then he was out shopping. But I just want to know what y'all's thoughts are on that whole situation, because I'll share mine at the end.
Tia Parker said, how is shopping hypocrisy? Can you show that, producer? Thank you. How is shopping hypocrisy? I'm sorry, folks are miserable. Yeah, I agree with you, Ted. Yeah, why is it such a big, deal about the man shopping wherever he shopped? He's a good man. Yes, Erica. And I really don't see what the big deal is in it. I mean, I understand that, yes, his desire to try to keep the pandemic numbers down in Baltimore City, of which, I kudos to him, by the way. He is a young Black man, and the people of Baltimore City want something different than the status quo. They want something different than what they have been having. And so I think that what he is doing and what he is going to attempt to do is a monumental task, but I think that he can get the job done. Bruh, if you listening, keep your nose clean, do what you got to do, all right, and let the Lord lead you. But I think that, people's whole, tantrum about where he's shopping at, come on, y'all, for real. Erica says he cares for the community as well as he is afraid to speak, as well as he's probably not afraid to speak out. He is constantly defending himself. He's educated and knows enough about this city to be able to make a difference because he's literally from the streets of Baltimore. Wow. I think James Spencer had something.
I think he was talking about the insurrection, maybe. James
Spence had something. It was a marketing ploy that worked. Oh, okay. Lisa says she can't hear us, producer. James says one thing that so-called patriots, Mr. Producer, I can't see something. Thank you. So-called patriots like to rally around is their country, and they do it while displaying un-American behavior. James, I think that might be about Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
Might be about Make America Great Again.
But real quick, before we get off of that topic, I just wanted to, encourage everybody, if you're not doing so already, please follow your government officials. I've had conversations with people recently, and I've done better in the last few years, but follow them on social media, the people who are in office, the people when it comes time for them to run for office, make sure that you know who these people are so that you're not just checking off, just leave the current person in office that's in office. We need to do better at educating ourselves about these people that are going to be making decisions, for us, for our children, and for our futures. So make sure that you, yes, I follow them on social media, so I'm well aware of, the statements that are being made and things like that. So when it comes down to election time, I got your number.
Lisa Marie says, I don't live in the city, and if I did, I would not care or give a hoot where he lives as long as he helps Baltimore City. I agree with you, Lisa. Why is it so important about where the man shops or where he buy? Come on now. Who goes to the outlets? Huh? I know that there's some folks that out here. Oh, I live in Harford County, and before things were shut down, I would go down by Baltimore County and do my shopping. So what does it matter where you live or are in leadership over? Why does it matter? Huh?
I
don't think it matters. James Smith says, I'm working. My comments are slow. Sorry. That's okay. You just go ahead and keep on getting your work on, bruh. Tia Parker says, I am very proud of Brandon. He is leading us unafraid and with integrity. Yes, he is. He cares about saving lives. That is why he's giving strict guidelines to our restaurants. The issue is some of us are holding politics higher than the value of life. Girl, you said a mouthful there.
Absolutely.
You said an absolute mouthful there. Keisha, when you great say something, you look like you was leaning in.
Man, I'm having all these technical difficulties. I'm so sorry.
But we can still hear you.
Okay, I couldn't hear you guys. I couldn't hear anybody. So
oh, wow. Lisa, can you hear now?
I had to go get Pretty Girl Lolo's iPad.
I see her hand in the back.
So I didn't hear the question, but I hear Brandon Scott's name. And so I saw on Twitter, I guess he was talking to somebody. So people have been talking about him. And I'm like, I mean, I don't live in the city, so I didn't have to pick a mayor. However, I don't think he's doing a bad job. And I don't understand why people are giving their opinions because, he's a young man, and I think they need to give him a chance, and I don't think he's doing anything wrong.
I agree. I think one of the issues is that, and just like in so many other areas in life, old heads don't want to get out the way and let young life, life, fresh life come in. And, because the youth are our future, and people say that, but do they really mean it? But you got to get out the way and let the next generation come in and be taught and learn and give their input, because as we are, a world that is moving forward and growing, and continually evolving, we need those fresh ideas. We need fresh approach. We need, I think one of the things that you might be talking about, Keisha, is when he was saying, hey, Shorty, pull your mask up, pull your mask up. Shorty, pull your mask up. Listen, it's to my understanding that Shorty was the young man's nickname. Yes. Okay, I get that. But if he was still saying Shorty, and Shorty being slang, right? If he was using that terminology, I personally, and me being a 53-year-old woman, mother, grandmother, auntie, whatever, of a younger generation, I personally don't see anything wrong with if he would have been saying Shorty, pull your mask up, and that wasn't his name. Because honestly, if he's speaking the language and he's getting through to the young people and getting through, she still can't hear us. If he's speaking the language and it's penetrating and they can understand it, then and they can identify with it and can listen to it and adhere to it, what's the problem? He didn't call him out his name in terms of something derogatory. How many times has the B word been flung around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't call him nothing, something like, you know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. I see you, Miss Victoria. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, that's where I'm at on that. I see you, Lisa.
We definitely need to keep him lifted, as Tia was saying. I actually asked this morning for him to be added to our weekly prayer list, because I've been just praying. That young man is got some power behind him. All he needs is, the right team. As Deborah Franklin said, he needs to build his cabinet, amen, so that he'll be able to do what it is that he needs to do out here in these streets. They're upset because he doesn't look like what people want him to look like, that he's not always in a suit and tie, that he dresses down, that he wears his sports masks and, whatever else. So let that man do him and let him show improve and give him a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Quite frankly, he might be a little different looking, this, that, and the third, but I quite think he handsome.
He is.
With his little fro, little goatee going on. I think he quite handsome. Y'all know Pastor Phil in the other room. He is. But
he is a handsome young man.
What'd you say?
I say he is a handsome young man.
Yes, he is. Erica said Brandon Scott introduced himself to me. Without knowing me, he offered assistance because I was applying for a scholarship. They are paying for my schooling. Yes, let the people have the help that they need. Do whatever needs to be done. All right. So yeah, there we go. There we go. And as we talk, let's jump on over to the pandemic in COVID-19. Y'all, I gotta tell y'all. Yeah. So I know one of the biggest things that is in the minds of so many people right now are the vaccines. I want to first off share with you guys that Maryland is at 8.3% testing positivity rate. That's high.
Mm-hmm.
That is really high. So that just lets us know that we are still in the thick of this. All right. So we've got to continue to be proactive and not just reactive. We've got to be on the defense.
I can't.
We've definitely got to be defense and offense. I'm sorry. What's that, Lise? We still not getting anything?
No.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Maryland has activated phase 1B of its COVID-19 vaccine rollout. And you guys can, we all just about got, smartphones or internet or whatever, but check out that information. But I did want to address the fact that
if that works.
I hear so many people that are concerned about as to whether or not they're going to take the vaccine. And I see Lisa stepped out, but I wanted her to jump in here because I know that Lisa has gotten the first shot. But while we're waiting for her to come back, I want to say that I really get it. I really get it about the vaccine because of our history, because of what has taken place over the years. History of medical experimentation on African Americans truly does run deep. I was looking up and doing my back research and what have you, and I found so much information about it, but still the ones that stick out in my mind are the cases of Henrietta Lacks. She was born back in the 1920s and was an African American woman whose cancer cells are the source of the HeLa cell line, the first immortalized human cell line. they took her, cells, and they experimented. They didn't even let her know what they were doing and what was going on. And so that's one of those situations that is still sticking and resonating in the back of so many other people's minds. And then I jumped down to we turned back the clock to the Tuskegee Airmen, which were a group of primarily African American military pilots and airmen who fought in the World War II. 40 years of human experimentation in America on this study on these men. The goal was to observe the natural history of untreated syphilis in the Black population, but the subjects were completely unaware and were instead told they were receiving treatment for bad blood when in fact they received no treatment at all. And so in my first mind, when I was hearing about the vaccine, I was like, you know what? They're not experimenting on me. I'm not letting them stick no needles in me. I'm not letting them do anything to me that they don't do to the others first. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, well, because the push to get this vaccine and the rollout was so quick, do we really want to, be letting that, do we want to be just taking these shots, all willy-nilly? And so, but then I came to the realization that Dr. Fauci said, and because I trust the science of Dr. Fauci, I'm getting my alert. Because I trust his science, and I trust God first and foremost. I don't see. I wouldn't be hesitant. I know that I'm not in the first several groups that would get the vaccine, but what do you guys? What's your thoughts on the vaccine?
So I want to get a comment in really quickly first. Lisa Maria said several people have asked me if I'm going to get the shot. To be honest, I will not get it until 2022. I need to see all the side effects and numbers. I will continue to pray, take my supplements that I've been taking for 10 years. My immune system is very strong. I'm with you, Sister Lisa. If I ever get it, it's not going to be anytime soon. I need for them to work out the kinks good and stuff. And I am not down talking anybody who has gotten it, because I understand that, healthcare workers, especially number one, before, all else, really need to be protected. Because the most of us are coming in contact with people, here and there. We go to the grocery store, we go to work, whatever, we wear a mask. But these people who are on the front line, literally breathing in, the same space as people who are infected, they got to do what they got to do. So I get it. But me personally, no, ma'am, no, I'm good.
Keisha?
I'm the same. I just started getting the flu shot. So, no, my brother and my sister-in-law, they have gotten the vaccine. So I'll see what happens with them first.
That way, if people start turning into Ninja Turtles or something, or
exactly, so that way I
can
get my nephew.
That it's out.
Yeah,
Erica says I have opted out now until everyone gets the full amount of dosage. They have offered to us childcare providers. They have offered it to the childcare providers. Yes. I did hear you said it's too soon. It is soon, but I do realize that something has got to,
and people that have gotten the vaccine have ended up with COVID. So
I did hear that today.
Some people have had really bad side effects too.
Mm-hmm.
But I did hear somebody today. We were listening to the news today, and we heard that there was a gentleman who has had both doses.
Personally, in my family. I mean,
wow.
not my brother or my sister-in-law, but another family member of mine. They
And they
received the
tested
vaccine
positive.
and then they tested positive. I mean, I guess people that also get the flu vaccine also get the flu still. So I mean, I guess it's, one and the same. However, I just there. Well, it's too soon.
Well, as my hubby did tell me, as when I was having my rant about it, it's only 99%. Is that what you said? 99%? Oh, 90%. It's 90% effective. So there are those of the 10%.
Supposedly, because they gotta put a number on it, but
right. He said the same thing with birth control. Birth control is what's supposed to be 99%. There's a whole lot of 1% babies out there.
Yes, it is.
Oh wow, yes. Oh wow. So we got one more topic we want to cover. Go, Key, go.
So the stimulus checks. So I don't know. I thought so April of 2020, they gave out the $1,200 for adults and $600 per child. Then here we are in January 2021, where they gave out $600 for adults and $600 for each child. There are talks of $2,000 checks or $1,400 checks that are coming out in the next few months. So our question to the viewers are, is it enough?
Is $600 enough?
Is what they're doing enough? I noticed 600 wasn't enough, because for those people who don't have children, that's all they got was 600. And that's like maybe a car payment and a couple of groceries or maybe. So I thought it was pretty funny because and Lady J, this is, I finally came to the conclusion about what that was about. So I was sharing with Lady J that the comptroller of Maryland and Hogan were going back and forth over this money. So it was so funny because Peter Franchot is his name, and he was on the news, and he basically quoted, "For us to be the richest state in the richest country in the history of the world," is what he says. I don't know about that. I absolutely reject the idea that the best we can do is a $450 check for low income individuals and $750 for families. So come to find out, fast forward to me doing a little bit more research, Lady J, that he was coming for him because Peter Franchot is running for governor in 2022. And so Ryan Naraki's comment about that's why people hate politicians, I don't believe that that's true. I believe people dislike politicians because they do this sneaky, underhanded, conniving stuff. They make all these promises to get in office, and as soon as they get in office, they forget about it.
Oh wow.
Basically was like, we have all this money, you're not giving it to the people, you're not doing this and this and that, and come to find out, shots were fired because he's up next. So there was an ulterior motive behind that whole thing. I say, what? I should have known, because we were all trying to figure out why he was coming for him like that. And come to find out, that's because he's up next, or he wants to be up next. So he's trying to let the people know, look, I got y'all's backs. I'm trying to get this money to you. But sir, are you really?
Yeah. Wow. All right, y'all. Well, I encourage y'all.
Stay up on your stuff.
Yes. Because you got to know for yourself. Erica says also there has been free food stamps and small business SBA loans. So much relief. Yes, there is a lot of relief. However, I believe that there can be more.
Absolutely,
there can be more, and I don't know how to say they could divvy it up, or how. There's got to be some systems, because there are so many people out here that have lost their jobs. We are coming up on 12 months. In March, this will be a year This will be a year, and there are so many people who lost their job. I'm seeing reports after reports where people are losing their homes. The homeless rate, I imagine, is at an all-time high. So I believe that there can be more. And so to any of our politicians, if you are watching or if you're listening or if you are a family member of some of the politicians, and especially in the state of Maryland, come on, you got to have our backs. We have y'all backs. We try and do our part. You get more taxes than a little bit. Let me hush. All right now.
And Lisa, I'm sorry we lost you, Boop, but she said in the comments, no, it's not enough money, and it's not fair that other countries are doing better than our country when it comes to taking care of their people.
They are. I wish I had pulled those numbers, but so many other countries. I mean, they're not just getting one. Okay, the producer is coming back again, y'all. They're not just getting one payment or a half a payment here. They getting monthly stipends.
Yes.
Why is it that this country,
the richest country in the land, supposedly?
Right. Make America great again with that. All right. Well, we are going to get up on out of here. We're not going to hold y'all hostage. I do want to share just a couple more comments. Tia Parker says other countries are giving their people. Thank you, Tia. I wanted that information. They're giving their people $1,000 to $2,000 per month. America isn't a country, is an industry. Always has been. If we being to treat the others, to treat the U.S. as a country, we'll treat our people better. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. And with that said, we're going to say good night. We are going to say good night. I am your host, Lady J. We have truly enjoyed just conversating with you guys tonight, just chopping it up with you guys tonight. I just want to remind everybody on Inauguration 1/2021, next Tuesday, Inauguration Day. Wear your pearls, ladies. Come on, support Kamala Harris. All right, wear your pearls in any form, in any color. Just stand out, make it great. And come on, y'all, share your pictures. I want y'all to share your pictures. Tag Victory Talk. We want to see your lovely faces. So I am your host, Lady J. Key.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We love y'all.
And we have enjoyed talking with you guys, and we look forward to seeing you back here next Friday on Victory Talk with our marriage segment. Y'all have an awesome night. Enjoy this wonderful weather. Go Ravens. Woo! Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night.